Samir Razodet's name could have created a storm in the corporate world of India once. He was the heir to one of the largest industrial groups in Mumbai. His father, Vikram Razada, was a man whose empire stretched from the ground to the sky. But today, at this very moment, the same Samir is standing in front of the glass building of a company called Sharewealth Securities, dressed as a simple gate guard. Expensive cars are entering through the gates, one after another. Men in suits and boots are entering with their heads held high. Samir is watching everything, but there is no greed in his eyes. There is only a kind of silent observation, because he has not come here for a job, but to understand his own life. This guard job was the result of a difficult condition given by his father. A few months ago, sitting in his luxurious office, Vikram Razada told his son, "You were born with a golden spoon in your mouth. You don't know anything about humiliation or poverty. I want you to hide your identity and live like a common man for 6 months. Work hard, earn your own bread. Only then will you understand the real value of money and the true identity of a person." Samir accepted the challenge. In order to find out who he really was without the Razada surname, he rented a small house in a slum-like area of Mumbai. The roof leaked in the rain, the walls burned in the heat. He left his luxurious life and came down to the hard ground of reality. After traveling to many places, he finally got this job as a guard. The salary was only 5,000 rupees a month. The boy who once ate the best chefs in the world now spends his days eating street food. The boy who used to wear nothing but designer clothes now spends the whole week in 2 uniforms. Still, he had no complaints. Every day, he was learning how to live on less money, how people judge people by their clothes. Mr. Ashok Sharma, the owner of Sharewealth Securities, was a discerning man. Within a few days, this new guard caught his eye. Samir had a strange, calm politeness in his behavior, and he was dedicated to his work. One day, he returned a wallet lying in front of the gate to its owner without a moment's delay. Despite having thousands of rupees, he did not show any greed. Mr. Sharma was deeply affected by this incident. Slowly, he started talking to Samir, and that's when he remembered his daughter Sanaya Sharma. Incredibly beautiful, but extremely arrogant and spoiled. Her whole world was about money and beauty. Mr. Sharma was looking for a life partner who could raise his daughter, and he saw those qualities in Samir. One day, he suddenly made a decision that shocked everyone. He called Samir to his cabin and asked him directly, "Will you marry my daughter Sanaya?" Samir was stunned. He was a guard, and Sanaya was the daughter of a big company owner in Mumbai. He thought about telling his real identity, but he remembered his father's condition. Perhaps this was the most difficult step of his test. After much deliberation, he said yes. This yes opened the door to the most difficult chapter of his life. The marriage was very simple, because Sanaya and her mother Kavita were ashamed of this relationship. They were not willing to introduce a guard as a son-in-law to society. After the wedding, Samir entered the luxurious bungalow of the Sharma family as a house sister. On that first night, Sanaya did not let him enter the house. She looked at him with hatred and said, "This marriage is only the result of father's insistence. You are a servant. You have no place in my house." She sent him to the storeroom. That day, Samir had left the velvet mattress and slept on the floor with an old sheet. He could not sleep. He was afraid of the difficult test ahead. The humiliation began the next morning. Mother-in-law Kavita made him sweep, mop, and clean the bathroom. Even the slightest mistake in cooking would be a harsh word. He was not a son-in-law, but as if he were an unpaid servant. Housework, dishes, washing clothes, shopping, all were his responsibilities. Whenever he went somewhere, he was asked to stay away so that no one would know he was their son-in-law. At parties, he had to open the car door like a driver. Samir endured humiliation every day, contempt every day, was all because he knew that this was part of his test. He was waiting for the day when this silence would turn into a storm. But he did not know before this storm he would have to go through a deeper fire. Day after day passed. Samir's existence within the four walls of the Sharma villa was slowly turning into a shadow. A shadow that everyone considered their right to hurt and insult. Every morning started the same for him. First of all, waking up, cleaning the entire house, making breakfast, and then preparing lunch for Sadat. At this time, Kavitaji's harsh words rang in his ears like a poisonous melody. "Are you so soft? Just by looking at your face, you can tell that you are not qualified to be a worker." Samir pretended not to hear these words. Mr. Sharma saw all this, but he did not say anything in front of his wife and daughter. Sometimes he would privately put his hand on Samir's shoulder and say, "Everything will be fine, son, be patient." But these words could do little to heal the wound of humiliation. The most difficult time would come when guests came to the house. Then Samir would be given clear instructions not to come forward, and if he had to come, He would introduce himself as the servant of the house. One day, some of Sanaya's friends came to the house. They were sitting in the living room chatting. Samir was preparing tea and snacks for everyone in the kitchen. "Who is this?" "The new servant." At these words, Samir's blood rushed to his head. That day, he felt for the first time his walls of patience were starting to crack. He was Sanaya's business partner. Smart, cunning, and opportunistic. He had his eyes on Sanaya's beauty and wealth. Rohan is so smart, so charming. He knows how to do business. Samir could understand Rohan's intentions were not good. One day, he dared to tell Sanaya. These words hurt Sanaya's pride. During those nights, Samir would lie in the storeroom and sink into loneliness. Sometimes he felt like leaving everything and returning to his father. But he would remember his father's words, "Gold is purified only in fire." He would strengthen himself again. One day, Mr. Sharma suddenly had a heart attack. He had to be admitted to the hospital. Even though Sanaya and Kavita were disoriented during that critical time, Samir managed everything. He managed everything alone. The rush to the hospital, the doctors, the medicines. He stayed in the hospital all night. Mr. Sharma had tears of gratitude in his eyes. He told Sanaya, "If Samir had not been here today, I don't know what would have happened to me." But this soft feeling did not last long. As soon as Mr. Sharma recovered, Sanaya and her mother started behaving as before. This incident made Samir understand that they would never change. Then that day came. Like every day, he finished all his work in the morning and made lunch for Sanaya. Today, there was no depression on his face. There was a strange determination. He reached the gate of Sharewell Securities with his lunchbox. The guard made him stand outside. For an hour, then 2 hours he stood in the scorching sun. He called Sanaya, but she hung up. Just then, an employee came and said, "Sanaya, Madam will not take tiffin today. She is having lunch with her partner in the cabin." This made Samir shiver from within. Rohan's face flashed in his head. He understood something was wrong. He decided he would go inside today. He looked at the gate guard with such a look that he himself moved away. Samir went straight inside the building and got into the elevator. The employees stared in surprise. They had never seen such courage from a lowly guard before. Going up to the top floor, he went straight to Sanaya's cabin. The scene he saw through the gap in the glass door curtain broke the last limits of his endurance. Samir entered through the gap in the glass door and saw Sanaya sitting not on her chair but on the sofa, near Rohan Mehra's hand. They were very close to each other. Rohan was feeding her, smiling. There was no professional behavior. Fire lit up in Samir's eyes. All these months of patience, humiliation, running round all of it came to light in an instant. Suddenly, the tiffin box fell to the floor. The sound echoed in the room like a slap. Sanaya and Rohan were startled. Their faces lost color as they looked at the door. Samir opened the door and entered. His eyes were burning like fire. "What is going on here?" he shouted. "You are my wife Sanaya, and what are you doing here with this man?" Rohan stood up in a panic. Sanaya also remained motionless. Samir went forward and grabbed Rohan's collar and said, "How dare you touch my wife?" Samir slapped Rohan on the cheek with a powerful slap. The whole room echoed with that sound. In an instant, Sanaya's anger reached its peak. She slapped Samir, but not on Samir's cheek, but to overcome her respect. Months of suppressed anger, humiliation, pain all now erupted like lava in Samir's eyes. Sanaya screamed, "I would never have married a poor person like you. He saw something in my father's eyes. That's why he let me roam the streets. Don't forget to roam the streets till tomorrow." Every word was a nail, but Samir's face had a strange, cold, indifferent fire. There was no longer pain in his eyes, but deep peace and terrible power. He slowly reached for Sanaya's slap. His voice was calm and deep, not a scream. "Today you have made the biggest mistake of my life. I tolerated you thinking you were my wife, but you thought of me as just a beggar. Now I will show you what a real akat is like." Samir took out a simple phone from his pocket. It was his phone that he used in his poor life. He dialed a number. Barma, the senior manager of Razada Industries, picked up the phone. "Yes, who are you talking about?" Barma replied with a smile. "I am Samir Razada." Barma choked on hearing this name. He jumped out of his chair. "Sir, what are you, Samir? Sir, how did you think of poor people like us?" Samir looked towards the cabin. Sanaya and Rohan were still looking. His voice was stern, yet calm with authority. "There is a company called Share Wealth Securities in Mumbai. Get down on your knees within an hour. Freeze all accounts. Cancel all contracts. Call the ED to conduct a search. If you delay even a minute..." The entire office fell silent at these authoritative words. Samir's patience and skill became eternal. Sanaya and Rohan realized the man they had mocked at the Little Guard was actually a huge force. Sanaya fell silent. Rohan gasped. Burma, the other employees all were stunned before Sanaya's power. There was no longer any humanity in his eyes. Only business acumen, toughness, and boundless authority. At this moment, Samir's patience, pain, humiliational combined to become an unstoppable force. His father, Vikram Razoda's teachings, "Gold is refined only by fire," had come to fruition today. Sanaya realized that never again would her pride or greed for money make her stand in front of Samir. Rohan also understood Samir is not just a guard. He is a man who has dignity, power, and authority. Samir was standing in that office, just watching silently, every moment scorched by the fire of humiliation had made him stronger like the sky today. In another moment, the company building, the office, everything was in his hands. The workman stopped after hearing the millionaire's proposal. No one expected such a decision. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to get more romantic and attractive videos of Athran like this. See you again in another brand new video. Until then, stay well, stay healthy, stay safe. Warm wishes for all of you. Thank you all.